Hey everyone, hi, it's Pat coming to you live, actually from Olympia, Washington, not exactly Seattle, Washington, but I'm here and I wanted to introduce you to someone really special in my life, JoLove Beach, who's been in my world for 20 plus years.
Thank you, yes.
20 plus years. We're sitting, actually, some of you might have heard about this amazing place. It's called Panorama City. So we're in a sort of a library area right here with a gorgeous fireplace behind me over there, and there are other people as well, so you'll hear some voices in the background, but that's fine too. We're going to talk a little bit about mentorship because JoLove's been my mentor for 20 plus years. When I first came to Seattle and the Pacific Institute many years ago in the 90s, and so I had the great fortune of meeting her, and I said to her, let's hop on Facebook. Let's do a Facebook Live. That's what's so amazing about this woman. She's 93 years old. I wasn't going to say it. 93 years old, still mentoring, doing amazing. Why don't you tell them a little bit about some of the stuff you're doing here at Panorama City before we hop into mentorship?
Oh, well, that's wonderful. Well, at Panorama, we have a place called The Barn, and it's a place where people send things. People who come to Panorama usually bring more than what they need and more than what their new apartment is going to hold. And so they give to the barn the things that they don't want. So 3 days a week, I am at the barn and I am helping to sort and to price and to pack and to repack. Then 2 days a week, I teach Spanish.
Muy bien.
I'm Puerto Rican. Spanish is my native tongue. So I teach 2 classes on Tuesday and 2 classes on Thursday. Then in the afternoons, I have other activities that require a couple or 2 or 3 hours, like brain study and that kind of thing. So we keep busy.
Can you see why she's so amazing and why I'm so drawn to this woman all this time? So we wanted to talk a bit about our relationship and what inspires us to stay so connected. But specifically, as a mentor extraordinaire, JoLove wanted to share some of the best ways, what we call this, what makes a good mentor. Take it away. It's all yours. We've got some great people listening and following.
And I think this is so important because for someone to be successful, it is really important, if they can, that they have a mentor. Because no one can do anything completely alone.
Yeah.
And so if you have someone who is helpful to you, and a mentor is someone who offers support, someone who offers encouragement and can listen. And I think that probably the most important thing for a mentor to do is to listen carefully. Because not only are you listening for the words that your mentee is saying, you're listening for what's behind those words. So you need to have that. Mentors try to unite the head and the heart. And that's really what I mean when I say you have to listen to what they're saying, what's behind the words that they're saying. A mentor shares knowledge. They share knowledge and wisdom with the mentee.
Can you see how wise this woman is? And how much I've learned from her? Oh my gosh.
Well, she was so smart. I mean, she is just remarkable. There's no question about that.
So in a good mentor, you want to find a love fest. You know,
Absolutely.
get a love relationship.
And it has to go with head and heart. Your heart has to be there. Mentors listen well. And that's one of the hardest things for people to do. Have you ever had somebody that you wanted to talk to and you found that they didn't listen carefully to you? And this is what you want them to do. You want them to listen carefully. You want the mentor to maintain eye contact with the person, because if you are have a problem or you have a concern and you have come to your mentor, you want to make sure that that person is really listening to you. So eye contact is extremely important as you're doing that.
This woman has listened and looked into my eyes for many years and really come to know me and what I'm about. And I see some of you following me here, and I know many of you know my story, and I will tell you This woman has been the biggest cheerleader, the biggest cheerleader.
Oh, she's wonderful. She's one. I am so proud of her. You have no idea. I knew her when.
Yeah.
I knew when she was young and starting out, and I have watched her grow and become so successful. And the pride that I feel in her is just insurmountable. You just can't believe
And
it.
this is what you want in a mentor. Seriously, biggest cheerleader ever.
Absolutely. And mentors are practical. Now, you can't get carried away with emotion. Even though I think she is wonderful, I am very practical about how she does what she does. So even though I'm an emotionally excited about her, I also know that I have to be practical so I can help her. Otherwise, because you see, part of my job is, as a mentor, is to educate and help the other person to grow. I need to be able to help that person provide some insight into what they're doing so that they're just not going off on tangents. They have to be able to look at what they're doing and decide, is this important? Is this a fluff that I don't need? Is this a fluff that would help me to strengthen my main topic? So these are some of the things that a mentor has to think about and has to know. Mentors have to be accessible. There's no point in having a mentor if you can't get a hold of your mentor when you need your mentor.
Yeah, but let me tell you this. Let me lean in and just tell you this. To get hold of this woman who every day is either helping out in the barn, as she calls it, or teaching Spanish, or she also runs a TV station here too. Yeah. So, we have that similarity. And to get hold of this mentor, you're going to book ahead. You're going to book ahead.
Well, we have to make a schedule.
Yes, we do. Make a schedule.
Make a schedule. One of the things that I enjoy most about being a mentor for this young lady is a mentor is supportive, and it is so easy to be supportive of Pat. She is so good that support just comes normally and comes naturally. So as you're looking at being a mentor for someone, and if you're thinking of someone that you would like to be a mentor for, I want you to think of some of the things that I have said. Now, mentors are very specific. So if I see something that needs to be changed, I think would make her more successful, I need to be specific to say, this is what I would say maybe you might want to think about. And you have to be very careful that you're not telling somebody what to do, but if you can subtly help them think about what they are going to do, then you are going to be a successful mentor, and your mentee is going to benefit from the knowledge that you have. Mentors need to succeed. Now, that's part of being a mentor. I have to feel, as I look at the people at whom I am mentoring, I have to feel that I am succeeding. And if I feel that I have not succeeded in something, then it's up to me to go back and take a look at what it was and say to myself, how could I have done that in a better way? And every mentee is different. And so you cannot apply the same ways and the same techniques to all the people that you are dealing with. And I think that's an important thing when you look at being a mentor to somebody. Mentors have to be people that the mentee admires. They have to appreciate and they have to respect what the mentor is saying. Otherwise, you're not getting through. And I think that's a very important thing, Pat.
That's so important. And I know Victoria's on here. Victoria was one of my clients. She's a professional image consultant. And I know, Victoria, you would love for this young woman to hold her hands up for a minute, to show her Sure. I mean, this is the first thing I notice all the time. Seriously, any and all times that I am around JoLove Beach, she looks like $1 million. It looks like $1 million. That's important in the world of professionalism.
It is important.
Get up every day.
That's right. It is important. Your personal appearance as a mentor is extremely important. And sometimes I think that in my 93 years, I have seen dress become more casual.
Yeah.
And I think that as a mentor, I have a responsibility to help my mentee hit the happy medium so that he or she is not overdressed when they go put on something, but they are not underdressed when they put something on. And sometimes that may depend on what part of the country you're in, because customs and styles are different. And sometimes as a mentor, I keep thinking, oh dear, look at that style. And yet you walk out in a room of young people and they're all wearing the same style.
Yep. Also important. Anything you want to wrap up with there?
The only thing I want to say is you are outstanding. and I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
I look back on the many years that you and I have been friends, and I look back on the things that we have done together, and I feel a tremendous amount of pride. You are outstanding, and you're a mentor to a lot of people. And
Indeed.
you do naturally, it comes natural to you to do the things that we have talked about that make mentoring successful.
Because I've had a great mentor. So when you pay attention and you have the right fit and there's alignment of values, that's so important. Values, personalities, work ethic, all of that coming together is really key to your success. And having fun together. But I've shed many tears with this woman too. So this kind of relationship.
And it is, and you said a key word, you said relationship, because a mentor and a mentee have to build a relationship that is satisfying to both people.
Yeah.
And it has to be something that you're comfortable with when you have a relationship with someone else in a mentoring situation.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
Hey, isn't that a beautiful wrap? Now, for those of you who are on here live, you can see why this particular stop in my month-long business trip was an absolute must. To be with this woman and spend a day with her is such a gift. And so what we would ask of you, these were great tips and very inspiring. We would ask you, hit the share button, pass this on, let people know a number of key things here. One, it's never too late. She continues to inspire me. It's never too late. Secondly, it's your personal responsibility. Find the right mentor. Learn, look at your circle of 5. Make sure that you've got good, strong professionals around you who encourage you and support you and lift you up. It's hard enough out there in life. So you want someone who lifts you up. All great tips that she has shared and that we have shared. So you be sure to hit the share button. And hey, I'll be back again next week with more business building tips on my own. But it's such a pleasure to introduce you.
And thank you, Pat.
To JoLove.
Thank you. I loved being here.
And I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. See you again. Bye now.